to the Serengeti.
We fucking hate Triple H.
It's gonna leave a mark.
Oh yeah, man.
To proceed with caution.
It's basic mathematics, man.
Shut up, bitch. Give me a fucking mic.
Hey, yo.
All right, for a minute there, I thought we lost him. Whoa!
Hey, yo.
Let's get into it. Let me tell you.
Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
TNA's Rebellion. My oh my. I got some things to say about this show right here, but before I begin, real quick, just want to thank the people who recently subbed to the channel this week. Alright, thank you for being one of the real ones, that 1%, as I like to say. So thank you, and I appreciate you. Alright. Even the people or that one individual that keeps disliking my videos, but yet keeps watching. Makes no sense to me, but hey, you do you. You knock yourself out. Alright. But first match of the night.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
Alright, that's for the X Division Championship. We have, he goes by the name of Prime. Cedric Alexander versus the reigning, defending, undisputed X Division Champion, the youngest in charge, my nigga Leon Slater. You get me? Great match. Great opener for this pay-per-view. I had Cedric winning because I'm thinking maybe it'll be a full sweep for the system, or at least half the fucking system will be winning championships. You know, I was correct, but not the half I wanted to win. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. Alright, this was a great match. You know, these two have great chemistry. The crowd was completely into it. I want to fast forward to what should have finished the match. Alright, this man Cedric Alexander hit a super brain buster into the lumbar check. Alright, and you can see like Leon, he was calling a spot, like trying to move closer to the rope. And I'm like, he ends up fucking putting his foot on the rope to kick out at 2 or whatever, right? But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is this AEW? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, how the fuck, like, you hit a super brainbuster followed by a lumbar check and that doesn't finish the match? That's crazy to me. Crazy work, as people like to say, you know, the youngins, you know what I mean? But fast forward, Cedric goes outside, grabs the X Division Championship, looking at it like, yeah, you ain't winning it. Tonight, it's not your night, my guy. Leon then hits the Slater's Clash to Cedric on top of the X Division Championship. Should he be disqualified from that? Normally, I guess, but I don't know, man. Like, they haphazardly just follow rules, or just, they make up shit as they go, it seems. The ref said, fuck it, I'll allow it. Leon then hits a Swanton 450 for the 1, 2, 3. And Stu, X Division Champion, the youngest in charge, the YIC, Leon Slater. Yeah, get me. Once again, I enjoyed this match. This was my match of the night up until a later match for another championship, but we'll get to it here in a little bit. Alright, but I'm not gonna lie, I do feel bad for Cedric. So I'm thinking that they're trying to push this new version or variation of the system. You know, trust the system. How am I supposed to trust them if they can't get the job done? You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be Cedric's moment, bring some gold to the system. He failed, right? Because apparently Leon's trying to become the longest reigning X Division champion of all time. Trying to beat the greatest man that ever lived. His record, Austin Aries, was champion for 298 days. So I had to look it up. So, like, I knew it was Austin Aries, but I didn't know how long he was champion. And it was his very first title reign before he introduced the option C to TNA. Alright, so they might have him do it. They might have him do it. I don't know how long Leon's been champion so far, but I mean, it is what it is. I do feel bad for Cedric, but what can you do? Moving on backstage, we have the reigning, defending, undisputed TNA World Heavyweight Champion, the illest from the Boogie Down Bronx, the pride of Puerto Rico himself, Mr. Mike Santana. You know, and a lot of criticism towards Mike is that he cuts the same promo every single night, which, I mean, there is some truth in that. Like, it's like, yo, hold up, Gia, you know, don't mind me real quick. Hey, yo, Cleveland, what's good? You know what I mean? Like, you always talking about, like, somebody's gonna get red rummed. You know what I mean? Or, like, or Viva La Raza, ese Simone, or, you know what I mean? Some shit, like, something about him, like, being, like, sober. And so, I mean, they're not wrong that he cuts redundant promos. Right? So, if you heard a Mike Santana promo, you heard them all at this point. All right? He then gets interrupted by Alicia Edwards. Alicia was like, you want to know something? You know, I know all about Eddie Edwards. Right? So, why don't you follow me, and I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks for tonight's match. Right? So, that's what Mike goes to do. Moving on to the next match. Just a regular match. As far as I'm concerned, all right, I don't think it was like anything, no falls count anywhere, anything like that. The match between Walking with Elijah versus King Cass Killer Cass, aka Frankie Kazarian. Another good match. I had Elijah winning because I'm like, okay, clearly you're trying to build this dude up, all right? Like, he got his ass whooped at a fucking cemetery like a couple of days ago. You know what I mean? He needs to win here. All right, this is the perfect opportunity to follow up on that. King Cass then uses like the back strap from Elijah's guitar and starts whipping this dude with it. I'm just like, why is that allowed? Again, it's like, it's not a foreign object. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a ring post, not steel steps. You know what I mean? Like, why is this allowed? So I was confused on that. Then you fast forward, like, fucking the guitar was like in smithereens at this point, right? Elijah was trying to pick it up and just smash fucking King Cass's head with it. Then the ref decides, no, that's not, we're not doing that. Takes the shit away from Elijah. Elijah's looking at him like he's fucking crazy. King Cass takes advantage, hits a low blow, pins his ass. 1, 2, 3. King Cass goes over. And this show easily was my worst predictions of all time. Like, this was garbage. I think the only match I got right was Mustafa Ali versus Trey Miguel. That was the only one. Like, on the pre-show, BDE lost again to Ryan Nemeth. You know what I mean? Like, he has yet to get a win here in TNA. And I'm just like, what the, like, that's the main problem with this show. All right, the match quality was on point. It was just the outcome from the matches, you know, majority of them that I did not agree with. Like, what are we doing here? Like, did King Cass really need to win? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing with Elijah? No, we're supposed to walk with Elijah, but it's more like we're jobbing with Elijah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not delirious. I'm not the head booker. Sometimes I can't process, you know, the decision making that goes on for some of these matches, I suppose. But I digress. Right, moving on backstage, we have the reigning, defending, undisputed TNA Knockout Champion Ariana Grace with Lorenzo, or Channing Stocks Lorenzo. Now, Ariana was tripping against her match tonight against Ling Lee. Stacks was like, hey, babe, don't worry about it, okay? Forget about it. Right? Like, it's all good. I got a perfect plan, all right? Whispers in her ear. We're going to find out later on tonight exactly what Stacks was talking about here. Then move on to the next match, all right? We have the face of the franchise, Moose, going up against the enforcer of By Order 4, Agent Zero. Another good match. Like, there were some like not so good matches, or matches that I really couldn't get into, but these first few matches were on point. You know what I mean? Like, no complaints. except for the finish. Like, we got two of the biggest dudes here on the roster going at it. I'm all for it. All right. Like, even before the match begins, we see Agent Zero doing like an Undertaker plancha to Moose on the outside. My favorite spot in the match was when Moose hit a powerbomb to Agent Zero on top of steel steps. I'm like, oof, I know that shit hurt. Right, but we fast forward to the finish, right? See John Skyler gets involved, you know, they're trying to cause a distraction. All right, we see Alicia Edwards, she has her cupcakes out for everybody to see. Right, they both fall because Moose is trying to help her. She was out there selling her ankle the way that Carlos Ulberg was selling his ACL tear during the main event of UFC 327 and won the championship. You know, like one of the craziest things I've seen in a minute. But getting back to the match, right, Moose tries to carry her to the back for medical attention. Agent Zero said, "Not on my watch." Hits a Claymore kick to Moose. All right, they're both down. Agent Zero smells blood in the water. He's locked in. Hits the choke bomb to Moose for the 1, 2, 3. Agent Zero goes over. I'm just like, and I like Agent Zero. Like, when you look at this dude, this is what a pro wrestler is supposed to look like. All right. My problem is like, oh, now Agent Zero gets a win. He should have won his first match. The tag team match was him and the Great Hands versus who was it? The Hardys and Slater, something like that. I don't remember the exact team. But even though he didn't take the pin, his team still has to hold that L. Now here he is in Rebellion, getting one of the biggest wins in his career, going over a former multiple-time TNA World Champion. So are they gonna push Agent Zero? I mean, if you're gonna push him, then push him. I mean, the dude looks like a beast anyway. The shit I don't like is when they flip-flop. You know, they like want to give half-ass pushes. You know what I mean? Like, oh, give him 1 or 2, then he loses like the next fucking dozen, and he finally gets a win. Like, don't do that. Stop it. So we'll see. We'll see what comes from this, but we move on to the next match. All right, we have the Elegance brand. All right, Maggie look great out there. I mean, all the ladies look great, but I'm like, Maggie, I'm like, damn, she got some little something back there. Okay, all right, I see you. All right, like in Ash by Elegance. She wanted Cleveland to know that she is not a mark. And I'm just like, okay. Alrighty. We heard you the first time, and the second, and the third, fourth, and fifth time. Alright? You're not a mark. Cool story. Alright, but they're going up against, we have ODB, we have Taryn Terrell, and we have Hardcore Country, Mickey James. Now, even though all the ladies look good out there, I did not get into this match. I'm not going to hold you. Alright, now I know Tom said something about pickle dick. I guess there's pickle juice involved at some point. I don't fucking know. I mean, like, this match didn't do anything for me. Fast forward to the finish. Again, Ash by Elegance uses some hairspray, then hits the DDT to ODB for the 1, 2, 3. The Elegance brand goes over, and I'm just like, what? So you mean to tell me you brought back Taryn Terrell, Double T, after all this time, just for her to lose in her first match back? The fuck is this? Alright, but we see Tommy Dreamer, Carlos Silva, you know, Stoneface Silva coming out there to announce that ODB is going into the Hall of Fame this year. Alright, so big ups to ODB. Alright, one of my favorite TNA knockouts of all time. Matter of fact, that might be a future video. Alright, my favorite TNA knockouts ever. Alright, that's a good idea. Alright, but moving on, get a promo from Atlanta Black. She was talking her shit. Don't care. Right? No, she's all sassy and shit like that, you know, thinking she's hot shit, coming for the TNA Knockouts Championship, and at some point she might get it. With the rate this company is going, like, I would not be surprised. You know what I mean? But move on to the next match. We have AJ Not Styles coming out. Shits on Cleveland because he says it's all about that money, money, money. Right? Then see, he's unwanted. He's unwanted, man. Yeah! Nick Nemeth coming out with Mr. I think his name is Bernie Kosar. I think that's his name. He used to play on the Miami Hurricanes and the Cleveland Browns. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really a football fan like that, so big ups to him. All right. You know, what was weird is Nick's supposed to be a heel, but he is legit from Cleveland. So I guess because he's in Cleveland, it's kind of like with John Moxley, that makes him a babyface. Just for tonight. You know what I mean? Temporarily. But I also enjoyed this match, alright? Especially the spot of the match was when fucking Nick hit the danger zone, yeah. From the top rope. And like the bump that fucking AJ took off of that. I'm like, I don't think I ever seen that before. Like, that was fucking crazy. Right? We fast forward to the finish. Alright, we see the ref, he's bucking up to AJ. He says, like, you're not gonna fucking use the steel chair, damn it. Like, not on my watch. Referee goes to remove the steel chair from the ring. We then see AJ just clocks this dude from behind. Referee sells the fuck out of it. Right, and then we see a return of, pardon me? Pardon me? My nigga Casey Navarro is back. I'm like, he just had to come back tonight, huh? Because I had AJ winning here tonight. Alright, but little did I know that KC was going to come back here tonight at Rebellion. I'm happy to see him because KC is one of my favorites here at TNA. Right, he's back, cause a distraction. You see Bernie Kosar, I think that's his name. Takes about smooth 5 minutes ore farming, soaking up all the energy from Cleveland. Hits the world's slowest steel chair to back of AJ. We then see Nick hit the super kick into the danger zone. Yeah. With 1, 2, 3, Nick Nemeth with the assistance of Bernie Kosar go over. Alright, I'm just like, poor AJ. This could have been a huge win for him, but nope. They're going to leave off with some unfinished business with KC, so it is what it is. Alright, move on to the next match, and it's for the Knockouts Championship. Alright, we have the beautiful, the gorgeous Laney Lee going up against the reigning, defending, undisputed TNA Knockouts Champion, Ariana Grace. Now the match itself, well, it was alright. You know what I mean? Well, it's okay. Up until the finish, because we see what Stacks was referring to earlier. We see Xia Brookside turning heel again. Now, she was whooping Laney Lee's ass, right? Referee was in a fucking ring. Ariana Grace was trying to distract him, and the whole crowd was like, ref, you suck. Ref, you suck. Ref, you suck. Like this. So what is this referee doing? All right, but it causes enough time for Ariana Grace to hit the last shot, the fucking finisher from Adam Cole, baby, for the 1, 2, 3, and still TNA Knockouts Champion Ariana Grace. I'm just like, really? The biggest problem I have with this show is the inconsistency of people's characters. You know what I mean? Xia Brookside being one of them. Right? She was a babyface, then she turned heel because she was like, were they going to align her with Rosemary at one point? And I think they just forgot about it. And then it's kind of like with JBL, with Joe Hendry. We have yet to know the reason why JBL helped Hendry at one time or a couple times. So she goes back to be a babyface, and now she's a heel again because she's a second generation wrestler or some bullshit like that. I mean, just, it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid, man. But all I can do is just shake my head. Like this, I don't know. So what the fuck are they doing with Xia Brookside? It's like, just push her as a babyface. Like, she's likable, she looks good, she can wrestle, she can talk. What the fuck is the problem? I don't get it. And I know somebody didn't like my Danny Luna video that I did. Like, maybe it's something I said, like, I give a fuck. If I said it, I meant it. You know what I mean? If you don't like what I say, then go fuck off somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's entitled to your opinion. Alright? To me, they fumbled with Danny Luna. Just like they're fumbling with fucking Zaya Brookside. You know what I mean? Just like they're fumbling with Myla Grace and Harley Hudson. You know what I mean? Women on that roster who should be given more opportunities than they're given. Like, I found out fucking this weekend that Myla Grace had one singles match or two singles matches finally here in April. You know what I mean? Losing to fucking Myla Moore on Explosion. And then she lost to Elena Black. You know what I mean? Myla Grace, who has like, I don't know how long she's been wrestling, but she's way better than both Myla and Elena Black combined. I'm not gonna hold you. I've seen her work over there in Japan. This woman can wrestle, but yet isn't given the same opportunities as Elena Black. You know what I mean? And that's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. And if you don't like me saying that, then take your ass elsewhere. I'm sure there's other channels that want to glaze and dick suck everything that happens on this show and say nothing negative or to be perceived as negative about TNA. You know what I mean? God forbid you could give any type of constructive criticism, because see, with me, not only do I highlight the problem, I'll give you some solutions. Unless it's so scuffed to where it's just like, you're gonna have to like start over, bruh. like load in a new save, switch to a different server, you know what I mean? Like switch your loadout or something. Like it's like your shit's fucked. I mean, like just to keep it a stack with you, you know what I mean? But it's just I don't like what they're doing with some of the women here in Knockout Division. But I digress. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that in more detail, elaborate further. But we gotta get back to the pay-per-view. Alright. You get a promo from EY. He shits on Cleveland. He says, I hate Ohio. I hate the state, and I hate all you. I hate each and every one of you people here. We then see the return of Trouble. Dun, dun. Oh. Mr. Ethan Carter III. EC3. 9 years. It's been 9 years since he's been TNA. He is officially back here at Rebellion. Now, apparently, he's also from Ohio. But this man got no pop. I mean, at all. There were a couple like, yeah, woo, you know what I mean? But like a pop to me is the reaction that the Hardys get when they go out there. You know what I mean? When their fucking music hits, crowd pops. That's what I expect. You know what I mean? EC3 did not get that here tonight. Alright? You see the look on his face is like, okay. Really? Alright, that's what we're doing? Alright, but you know, he walks down, he confronts EY. I'm not gonna go through his entire promo, but basically he was like, EY, I challenge you to one-on-one combat this Thursday on AMC, because it's like, he says something like, it's like AMC3 or something like that, because that makes sense, something like that. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, but he says the Exile, the Prophet, the Overlord, because he's over, man, is back in TNA. Now, one thing I need to say before I go. I'm from Cleveland, bitch. And that's it. Basically, even though he's not from Cleveland, he's from another town in Ohio. But yeah, EC3 is back in TNA. You know, still looks in great shape. And I seen some comments talking about this was the original MJF, which I don't know how to feel about that. I'm like, MJF? I'm like, no. Like, at least for EC3, he's capable of coming up with a different character for himself. Unlike Mr. Maxwell of the Jacob to the Freeman, who's been the same dude playing the same shtick for his entire career, which is the avaricious, douchebag Jew that states the obvious. You know, the type of dude that goes for the low-hanging fruit? That's him. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't equate EC3 to MJF. You know what I mean? But I guess I could kind of see, you know, the similarities between the two. But I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. But hopefully, you know, EC3 has a good run here in TNA. I mean, he's coming off a good run in NWA. He got fucked in the WWE. And this promotion, Control Your Narrative, was dead on arrival. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully all goes well for Mr. EC3 here in TNA. And then leads us to easily my favorite match of the night. And that's for the International Championship. We have the leader, the greatest president of all time. The man who's easily doing the best work in his entire career. In Ali, we trust Mustafa Ali. I don't like his new theme song at all. You know what I mean? I think the original, the Order 4 shit, just fine. You know what I mean? But, well, what can you do? He's challenging the reigning, defending, undisputed International Champion, Trey Miguel. This match was awesome. This, from start to finish, like, this match was incredible. Because some of the shit they were doing, I'm just like, wow. Or like, whoa. You know, like, I don't think I ever seen that shit before. Like, the first spot, for instance, Ali had Trey in like the Alabama slam position, but Trey countered it into a twisting Canadian destroyer. I'm just like, that could have been the finish right fucking there. Like, that was fucking sick. I ain't never seen that shit before. A twisting Canadian destroyer? Oh, like, my goodness. Like, that was crazy. Or Trey hitting the cutter mid-air to Mustafa Ali, who was trying to hit a 450 sweet to Trey. All right, that was a sick counter too. But fast forward to the finish, great hands get involved. They smash their helmets, completely missing Trey Miguel, by the way. But I got you. I got you guys. Right, the vibration was enough to concuss Trey Miguel. Right, that gives him no time for Mustafa Ali to hit the 450 sweet for the 1, 2, 3, and new international champion Mustafa Ali. This was the right move. This is the only match I predicted correctly on this show, and I'm happy for Mustafa Ali. Apparently, it's been 2 years since he's held a championship. I'm like, damn, 2 years already? God, my good golly bismolly. Time flies. Like, that's crazy. And as far as Trey Miguel, because both these men went out there and were on top of their game. What's next for Trey? If I were him, I'll go after Leon Slater. You know what I mean? Challenge him for the X Division Championship. I'm like, those two easily could put on a banger. Just like he did with Myron Reed. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do for Trey Miguel. But Mustafa Ali needs to win here. He did. I'm happy for him. I have him hold on to the belt for a bit, and eventually it's time to run it back and have him chase after the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. All right. Because at some point they need to put that belt on that man. I'm just saying. All right. We then go backstage with Lainey Lee, who is completely devastated. She had a loss for words because she was betrayed by her best friend, stabbed in the back. And she doesn't know how to process it. I feel for you, Lainey Lee. I truly, truly do. You know what I mean? But, hey man, people come, people go. That's just life. You know what I mean? Some people are here to stay longer than others. We then move on, get a little reunion with Mr. James Mitchell, Rosemary, and Abyss. Alright? A little decay reunion going on. Even though the only one missing was Crazy Steve. I don't think he was there at Rebellion. So But it's always good to see Abyss. All right, one of my favorites. Spoiler alert: he is in my Mount Rushmore TNA, easily, without a shadow of a doubt. Abyss is up there. He's in my top 4, or maybe even top 3. You know what I mean? It's for another video, but it's good to see these guys back together. You know what I mean? And then there's like some other segment with do you smell what the chin is cooking? You know, and some other like horror shit they've been doing for the past like couple weeks and shit. But that's neither here or there. We move on to the next match. That's for the tag team championships. We have Trust the System. We got Mr. Bear Bronson teaming up with Brian Myers going up against the reigning, defending, undisputed tag team champions, the Hardy Boys. Couldn't really get into this match, to be honest. Like, even though I had the Hardys retaining here, because the tag team I wanted to see win, you know, or at least beat the Hardys, were the Great Hands. That's what I want to see become the next tag team champions, but nope, we don't get that. Jason Hodge and John Skyler don't get those opportunities. Fast forward to the finish. Fucking Bear Bronson hits the Rikishi driver off the super kick from Brian Myers for the 1, 2, 3. And new tag team champions, Trust the System. And I'm just like, oh boy. Like, okay. You know, congratulations, Oscar Myers, and fucking they're really trying to push this Bear Bronson dude. You know, good for him, I suppose, but I mean, what about the Great Hands? You know what I mean? They've been there for a fucking minute. Have yet to, they're not even close to being tag team champions. Yeah, like, you had all leads talking about, it's like, you know, you guys are good, but if you follow me in my lead, I will make you great. Well, where is it? Where's the greatness? You know what I mean? I'm still waiting for it. You know what I mean? Like, they're in the same position they've been for the past like 3 or 4 years now, it seems. Except for like, instead of just wearing street clothes, they're just wearing fucking suits now. So, I don't know, man. I really don't. But the system, at least this half of the system, 2 out of 4 guys are champions now. So, good for them, I suppose. But we move on backstage with Moose and Alicia Edwards. Moose is concerned about Alicia. Alicia was like, listen, Moose, I'm not leaving here because I have unfinished business with Eddie here tonight, right? It ends tonight, and I will do everything within my power to make sure he loses to Mike Santana tonight. So therefore, I ain't going nowhere. So get my ass some more ice, please. Thank you. And that leads us to the main event.
Are you ready for the main event?
For the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Alright? We have Trust the System. Ed and Eddie Edwards, coming out with special guest entrants. Alright? Down straights, Zach Call and Sean Orada. I think that's how you say it. I apologize if I fuck it up. Zach's the lead singer. Sean's the bassist, I believe. So, I mean, it was alright. You know, like, I've heard worse. I mean, one of the worst I've heard was that one, I think it was at Wrestle Kingdom. It was with the War Dogs. The dude kept saying, "These my dogs for real. These my dogs for real." Like, God, it's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, this was cool though. You know, shout out to Down Straight. Alright. But I should have known off this entrance, Eddie was not winning here tonight. Because he's going up against the reigning, defending, undisputed TNA World Heavyweight Champion. It was from Boogie Down Bronx, prior to Puerto Rico himself, Mike Santana. First spot of the match was when Eddie hits the Fisherman Buster. I love that move. To Santana on the edge of the ring apron there. Alright. Fast forward to the finish. Alicia Edwards was bucking up to Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, whoa. Slow your roll, Alicia. Alright. Don't fuck with the best referee in the business right now. Alright. Calm down. Alright. Relax. Alright. Wait. Go back into the ring. Cedric gets involved. We see Santana hits the rolling buck 50 to Cedric. We see Eddie hits the Boston Knee Party, taking advantage, but Santana kicks out at 2. Fast forward, Santana has to hit not 1, but 2 spinning blocks to Eddie Edwards for the 1, 2, 3, and still TNA World Heavyweight Champion Mike Santana. And that is it for Rebellion. Just like that is it for Eddie Edwards. It's like you're supposed to lead by example and set the tone for this new version of the systems, but it's supposed to be better than ever. But you can't even get the job done your damn self, man. You or Cedric. How can I ever trust in the system again? That's all I gotta say about this shite. Alright, overall, I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I did. Like, some of the matches here were fucking great. Like, again, if you haven't seen Ali versus Miguel or fucking Cedric versus Slater, check out those matches. Hell, even Nemeth versus Francis. That was a good match too, man. So, very good matches here tonight. It's just the outcome of the matches tonight I didn't like. The inconsistency of people's characters and storylines. I didn't like the rules not being enforced in some matches when some people shouldn't be disqualified. Didn't like that. But overall, I recommend watching Rebellion if you haven't seen it. You know what I mean? Like, again, some great matches here on this card. Alright, but I want to hear from you guys. How you guys feel about Rebellion this year? Let me know in the comment section if you care. As of now, wasting off your guys' time. So with that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, protecting yours, loved ones, stay warm, stay dry, stay frosty. But most importantly, trust in God. God be with you. I'm out of here. Alright? Got Dynasty coming up as well. I don't know if I'm going to do a full review for it. It depends on how I feel or if I have time, because there's other shows I need to get to as well. Some New Japan, some Nova, some Marigo, some Stardom. You know what I mean? Like, and the fucking past due shows like fucking Fourth Rope and Eve. So I still gotta finish fucking Unreal. You know what I mean? Get back to NWA. So there's a bunch of shit I still gotta fucking do. As it is. So I have to see. But till next time, adios.